EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, the NFL's active leader in passing yards, Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints take on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by their 6-foot quarterback. You may have heard of him. From Purdue, it's Drew Brees.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
Throwing on first down is Brees. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Brees again here on 2nd and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. We'll look now at the starting 11 on defense for Dallas. They've been pretty much amassed number 31 in the league.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, it's Brees. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Pass interference, defense.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th, now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Brees going to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Cliff Averill in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Ready. Yellow lady.
A give. This is Kamara. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a third down.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Ready. You ready? Down.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And now he'll turn, and off his back foot, he'll heave this deep. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up fourth down.
Well, they took the shot, didn't get it. There's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding him to 3. Psychologically, maybe a win for the defense. On fourth down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. A lot of energy in this building tonight, but the opening drive produces 3, maybe quiets them just a bit, at least momentarily.
Just a little, right? That's all you're asking for, right? Things just getting started. You know they haven't taken the momentum totally here, but at the same time, they like what they've done here in the early going.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Set to return now. Here's Deontay Thompson. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Back deep, the veteran Ted Ginn. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. He was creeping up toward 200 yards, thought he was going to get there, didn't quite make it, but also 2 rushing touchdowns.
And even if he only got about half those numbers this week, his team would take it in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? Because last week, he was spectacular.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them. That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check. Easy.
On the ground, Kamara. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, a 22. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 1 quarter in the books here on a Thursday night. 3-0 is our score. We're back to Arlington in just a moment.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2, and they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving.
Here we go.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Ready? You waiting? Waiting, let's check.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This Cowboy defense trying to hold him out of the end zone. They've run it to 3rd and goal. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Breeze now on 3rd and goal. And that will be incomplete as well. How about the defensive stand here from 1st and goal, 3 straight incompletion.
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3.
Ready.
They're running. Ingram. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Showing some grits and some guts going for it there. 4th and goal, pounding it in.
And being rewarded for that confidence in the team, huh? The coach saying, let's go ahead and get this. And how about the guys up front firing out, finding a little bit of a crack for them to get through? Touchdown. I love it.
Will Lutz on for the point after. Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. That time, a 9-play drive, and it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
First down, Prescott. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
There you go. Wide in.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he fields it cleanly. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 43.
Ready? You waiting?
Now Breeze. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
Ready? You waiting?
On second down, Ingram. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready?
Throwing now is Breeze. He dumps it down to Ingram. Flashes another juke. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there, couldn't hang on. 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to the running game. It's Ingram. Oh, nice move. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. He's having a nice little game. Maybe already has an eye on that third touchdown.
And how about what our producer, Christian McLeod, likes to say when they've scored touchdowns like this? He's put a tent up in Touchdown City.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
A first down throw for Prescott. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. This is Elliott. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On third down, it's Prescott. Looking for Hearns, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready. United. Kill.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Oh, look at the juke. Oh, one more time.
Won't he just stand still?
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ingram again, a first down carry. Oh, and now he bowls him over. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Here's 1st and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime.
Ready. 90.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. A dump off to Vereen. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Ready. Number 80. 0-2.
Here's Breeze. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Ted Ginn, as the first half is winding down, and the Saints add on to their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. 5 plays there on that drive, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
3 down. Here we go. Wide 80.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Good games galore in that Sunday lineup. We'll highlight the one going on in Atlanta, a big one for the Falcons, as they'll take on the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lots to look forward to in the late afternoon window as well, one being a late start in Foxborough, where it'll be the Patriots taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And finally, on Sunday Night Football, a renewal of what was one of the NFL's best rivalries a few years back, the 49ers, Seattle, to take on the Seahawks. In our game, it was the right arm of Drew Brees that led the way in the first half. His guys have just about put this one on ice already. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here's Thompson on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. On second down, Elliott. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they're not playing any down.
A first down carry by Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jeff Swain, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys cut into that lead.
I know guys who design defenses, they try to prepare for everything. But you ignore the guy who plays tight end at your own peril.
Yeah, and he's like having another wide receiver out there sometimes, right?
Exactly right, because they're such a matchup nightmare, and they're hybrid guys.
And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Huff to return. Uses the spin. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Breeze now on first down. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. A breakaway for Michael Thomas. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Now Breeze will bring the Saints offense up to go for 2 here. They'll try and run with Ingram. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us. And they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Well, it could also result in a melee later, though. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Incomplete. Thomas, the intended target. 3rd down here.
So many qualities coaches tick off when they talk about, hey, what is it going to take to make an excellent quarterback? Accuracy has to rank near the top of every list.
Talk about arm strength, that's great. Mobility, great, but you need that accuracy in there. That one well in front of his man.
Yeah, now they got to face a big 3rd down.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Kid, 21, kid, 20. Here we go. Wide 26.
Throwing, Prescott, and this is going to be incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he's on to kick it away. Fielded just inside the 20. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here. To throw is Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. And Josh Hill has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First target, first catch, and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On first down, Breeze. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Single slots. Ready. We waiting.
Now Breeze again. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Ready. We're waiting.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Saints are pouring it on. He's got the hat trick, 3 touchdowns now.
Did you throw yours? Did you throw yours out there?
I didn't have mine. You've got yours. You've got one of those Abe Lincoln hats.
Yeah, and that stovepipe is going right out there for him. A nose for the end zone. 3rd time today. I think he deserves a tip of the cap.
Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
Ready. Waiting.
They'll try and run with Ingram. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped them in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
There might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go to Elliott again. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The Cowboys on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Prescott. And incomplete as the screen there unsuccessful. So now 4th down coming up.
Let's phrase this delicately, okay? Might have had a better option instead of throwing the football into double coverage.
He was blanketed. I was surprised that he went his direction.
Yeah, should have thought maybe about the check down. Take the completion, keep moving.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. This is taken at the 18. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense now. They get ready to head back onto the field. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Ready? You ready?
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That goes for a gain of 31. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39.
A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. Pulls him over. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Now a handoff to Ingram. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offensive coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A good pickup. They get 8, but it's 3rd down now.
Partner, if you and I were playing quarterback in this one, We would be really confident right now throwing it to him, wouldn't we?
Yeah, he's been spectacular. He's just saying, hey, I was all state. I'll make it rain out here. The Saints on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
Out of the gun, Hill. He lost a big chunk, 6 yards there, and it leads to 4th down. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
Set, 319. 319.
From the gun, here's Hill. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right?
No,
I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Here's Thompson to return it. Now to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Yeah, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 15. Prescott from the gun. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go. Wide eight.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he finds his target, Terrence Williams. A big play here for Dallas. 42 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down.
Here we go. Wide eight.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Cowboys on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Wide 8. Wide 6.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. So they are going to call on Dan Bailey here. His career long is 56 yards done in Seattle. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Those really long field goals, when they are made, they are things of beauty, but there is a danger to getting them started, isn't there?
Yeah, with that low drive, you've got to really keep it low to the ground, don't you, to get that distance.
Yeah, hard to just pop it up in the air because otherwise it's not going to get there. So he's got to drive it low in order to have the distance, and that usually puts it in jeopardy, gives him a chance to block it, and everyone knows it on the other side. That's when you get your best jumpers on the other side of the field and try and get up and get it.
So now a chance for points in the opposite direction after the blocked field goal.
Now let's go.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And some strong running. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. They toss to Ingram. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
All right, here we go.
Wave the white flag.
3-19.
Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Ingram. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now it's Ingram. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Hill. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Complete to Watson, the tight end. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work.
But I like the chutzpah there, right? They decided to go ahead and fake it and try and pick up a 1st down. But how about how they executed defensively and smothered that one? I know back from my time frame, everyone has responsibilities, even rushing on a field goal attempt. You've got the tight end, you've got the wing back, you might have the guy out of the backfield, but they executed that well. Yeah. Really stuck to what they needed to do.
It wasn't just 11 guys trying to block it. They were ready, they got it done. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Saints, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Dallas, it's another week with more questions than answers as they fall to 3-9. And they'll try again next week at home